All right, the sun is out. The jade is sparkling in the sun. We're ready. Come on down.
In a small niche industry that straddles the worlds of art and gemstones, there is a community of exceptionally talented sculptors who work with one of the oldest and most cherished mediums in the world, jade. This is the North American jade industry, a close-knit collective driven by a shared passion for the stone and a deep respect for one another. In this video, we're giving you an in-depth look at the 2025 Monterey Bay Jade Festival, where jewelry, nature, and exceptional lapidary skill come together in celebration. This is more than just a gem show. It's a gathering of artists, miners, collectors, and storytellers. Be sure to watch this video all the way through to see breathtaking carvings, learn about both kinds of jade, and meet the people responsible for the growth of jade culture in the USA. Hunter and I are leaving Las Vegas after finishing up at JCK, the largest jewelry trade show in the USA, where we exhibited with Mason K Jade. Now, we're heading to Monterey, California for the International Jade Summit and Monterey Bay Jade Festival. Thanks to the sponsorship of Mason K Jade, Hunter and I are actually directing the inaugural International Jade Summit this Saturday, June 14th at the Monterey Bay Jade Festival. We got into Monterey last night. We're about to head to Justin Barrett's house. We have some stuff to pick up for the summit, and we're also going to take a look at his actual jade carving shop where he does his artwork. Justin Barrett is a professional jade diver and carver, and the president of the board that puts on the Monterey Bay Jade Festival. This is his right-hand woman, Adrienne, who helps him run his multiple jade-related businesses, including Justin Jade and Barrett Fine Art and Jade, an art gallery in Pacific Grove, California. Justin specializes in big Sur Jade and other California nephrites, but works with both nephrite and jadeite jade from other locales as well, most notably Wyoming and Canada.
This is my studio. We have a whole 180 square feet of jade surrounding you.
Justin has actually been on the channel before talking about his experiences as a jade diver, so I'm going to include the link to that video in the description.
This is my carving for the exhibition for Monterey this year.
What inspired this?
Time. Didn't have the time to do what I wanted to do. So I just dumped 80 hours into something like that.
80 hours?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
It took me 14 days, and I'm putting in full days in here. It is reminiscent of a lot of the like pen and ink drawing I used to do as a kid. It was a way to kind of bring some of the stuff from my childhood back and make something that I thought would be not your typical jade carving.
You want to tell the audience how you dive for jade and then carve it and sell it and how you're incredible?
I don't know how to tell people that. You can tell people that.
Adrienne, what are you doing?
I am polishing some big Sur Jade.
Adrienne is a superwoman who does a ton of work for the jade community behind the scenes. She had a huge part in helping put together the first International Jade Summit this year. Thank you, Adrienne, for all that you do.
Do you want to see a tingy piece of jade?
Yes.
It's not a bangle, but I'll show you. Here, we'll give it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I hear it already.
It's my jadeite ring.
Whoa. It's like metal. Super cool.
When I first saw this piece like 10 years ago, I ran my hand across it and it went sing just that little bit. And I go, wait, that's just my skin. Yeah.
While in Monterey, Hunter and I took the opportunity to spend time with family and visit the Monterey Bay Aquarium before heading to Stanton Center to prepare for the summit. That evening, we joined a group of jade carvers for a viewing at Justin's gallery, Barrett Fine Art and Jade.
The dirt came up to here because underneath the dirt, this caliche forms because of the groundwater and water seeping up, and then the minerals just deposit on here.
Right.
So you can tell that this is what was sticking out. This was the part that was exposed. But it's all polished. At one time or another, they get rolled around, and, over thousands of years. So the whole thing is polished.
This sculpture is called Water Dragon by Rob Lines and is carved from New Zealand nephrite. This Guatemalan jade carving of a guardian was carved by the famous Don Salt of New Zealand. Don's book, Stone, Bone, and Jade, is a highly recommended read for anyone interested in learning about New Zealand jade culture. Matt Glasby, who you'll see later in this video, carved this from Wyoming Sage Olive Nephrite Jade. It is called Tree of Life. Peter Schilling carved this abalone shell out of Edwards Black Nephrite from Wyoming, USA. And this one from Sage Olive Nephrite, also from Wyoming. This sculpture, called Ring, was carved by Juan Carlos Buller in white Siberian Nephrite jade. Here we have an olive cinder slick from Fremont County, Wyoming, a specimen from Bull Canyon, Wyoming, and another olive cinder slick, also from Wyoming. Barrett Fine Art and Jade is an appointment-only gallery for contemporary jade art and specimens. If you're interested in procuring a piece from the collection, send an email to barrett.fineartandjade@gmail.com. If you decide to visit the Monterey Bay Jade Festival next year, don't miss Point Lobos State Natural Reserve. There are so many things to do in Monterey, it is absolutely worth the trip. Today is Friday, June 13th. We're actually setting up for the International Jade Summit now. So here's Hunter in the control room working on all of the sound and lights and stuff like that. Let me show you around. We actually have a cool podium and a screen set up. Hunter is in the sound booth. This auditorium is going to be filled with people tomorrow for the International Jade Summit. It's going to be a great day. We ended up having a great turnout for the International Jade Summit, the only jade-focused conference in the USA. My mother-in-law, Paula, volunteered to help out, and she did an amazing job. Attendees included gemologists, jade sellers, jade carvers, and even collectors.
8,000-year history of the Chinese appreciation of nephrite. They never appreciated it because it was shiny and pretty. The appreciation was because it's such a special stone. The nephrite became such a valuable tool that it would be traded or gifted all across to other tribes.
The focus of this video is the festival, not the summit. But if you do want to watch the seminars, check out the link in the video description. It is now Sunday. The International Jade Summit yesterday was a huge success, so we're back at the Monterey Bay Jade Festival for a day of shopping and browsing. I made a beeline to Jade Coast Jewelry to get a look at this ring, a Wyoming apple green cab set in 18-karat yellow gold. The shape is so unique and the color and texture are absolutely fantastic. Dylan had a number of bright green nephrite jade pieces in sterling silver as well at a lower price point. In addition to jade, he also had some opal jewelry and other exciting gemstones, such as this chrysoprase ring and these glowy chrysoprase earrings. It took no time at all for Hunter to make a purchase, which attracted a lot of attention because it was made by Tom Finneran, who carves the jade bases for the Kentucky Derby trophies.
Well, this is Wyoming. It's a very dark green. In lower light, it would be black with a titanium inlay. and then using my mill, I cut these grooves in the sides of it. So it's, and that's it. I've been making these for about 15 years now. Conservative with the openings so that they don't flip off. The stone has no flexibility, so it has to fit the individual exactly, or there's no way to stretch it. Get in here. You want to where there's some sun?
Oh,
Let's get them down here where we have
there
some sun.
We go. That looks
So here you have another dark green, almost black Wyoming, and then a sage, a darker blue sage. This piece is actually something with some Yukon jade, and then titanium inlay, and then black jade inlaid into the titanium. This is a green cassiar, a different cassiar with a argentum silver alloy that does not oxidize. This is my Wyoming. This is a Wyoming, I call it my urban defense bracelet. Okay, so it's about 3/4 pound of jade, maybe a pound.
It's got good translucency on those
Yeah,
edges.
it's a nice piece of olive.
Hunter also bought some tools for jade carving, so he was very pleased with all of his purchases. Shane Zach of Freshwater Jade in Wisconsin was having a great show and selling lots of artistic carvings. So what am I looking at?
So this is a Jackrabbit,
So cool.
and it was a really special piece of jade. It had these stripes and lines that went. It even has little red kind of veins that look like the capillaries in their ears, which I was really proud of. It also has a little pseudomorph in it. It's going up into the eye. You can
like a
see the
little
hexagon.
tear.
Yeah, right.
All of Shane's carvings were impressive, and I was especially blown away by his exhibition sculpture, which you'll see later in this video. Shane has been interviewed on this channel in multiple videos, so I will link to those below. Bob Scholl always has great finds, especially if you're looking for high-quality Wyoming jade. Did they let you out of your booth?
Yeah, I snuck out. And I also have green cabochons that were cut back in the 1950s.
Wow! Beautiful!
Hi, Jordan!
Hey, Zimmy!
What's next?
Are you shopping? Hey, Bob!
Hello, how's it going?
Most of all this stuff is BC.
Oh, BC. This is BC. Okay.
BC and then Wyoming. Everything lower is Wyoming.
This is
Yeah.
they're all the same. They're like half drilled or no drill.
They're pretty short.
So, because these are gorgeous too. Did you take them into the sunlight? I mean.
Yes. Hi, Georg. I sold a lot of imperial cabs yesterday and beads. I was hoping to show them off to you, but I only have a few left.
I didn't make it in time to the summit. Man, that color is phenomenal.
Thank you. I got this really neat mottled imperial here. Has some streaks here. This one's very dark with imperial, and look at this. Doing the fall colors
Whoa! Has Hunter seen these?
here.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
he is. Yes, he
These
has.
look oh my gosh.
Yeah.
These look so good.
Of course, we always have this real icy,
Oh, that looks good.
like
look
super
great.
translucent stuff. I have a new thing that I've been working with. I really like the combination of this. It's matte onyx with our silver and then the super translucent jade. My rough jade has just been flying off. I've sold, I had about twice this much. But this orange is really cool. I'm almost sold out of lilac. I've got this Princessa this year. It's like this dark Princessa blue, but can you see the imperial? We've got some of the champagne orange, more of this mottled imperial blue mix. Here's a new piece. A men's cut here, which is faceted. Let's see at the, you can see the translucency there. Really happy with how these beads turned out.
Wow! Oh, I love those. I was excited to see Jesse's niece Riley working at the booth as well.
Yeah. I just made these. Right before the show, actually, for the show specifically. But yeah, people have been really liking these. One of them has already sold, and
So you did all of the macrame?
yes, I did. I chose the colors, did the macrame.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you gotten a chance to go out and drool over all the jade?
Not really. It's been really busy. Yeah.
I barely let her leave the booth. She's over here closing deals all day long. I'm so proud of her. She's doing a great job. Made in Copan Ruinas, Honduras, by a descendant of the Chorti Maya. That's my right-hand man, who has been carving nearly his whole life. But yeah, that's the roaring jaguar with the claw. That one's got some imperial down there in the bottom. Bought that jade stone from her a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So.
You want to see some new carvings? I've got a bunch of cool new carvings. So this is like a Mayan take on the Asclepian rod. So we've done like the Quetzalcoatl with the plumed, the plumed serpent. So these are actually like feathers instead of typical snake scales. But if you look, I really like the contrast between the satin and the high polish.
I mean, the finish is so good. I like the alternating finishes.
Mm-hmm.
Looks really good. Good color, good use of the inclusions too.
Yeah. Take this out to the sun.
Who carved this one?
This was Ricardo Vega as well.
Ricardo again? Awesome. No, it looks fine. It looks so good. Yeah, you can really see the green back here too.
So right here we have a big Sur Jade bracelet with handmade beads and sterling silver. This is a very unusual item because being that big Sur Jade is hand sourced mostly through diving, you don't really get the opportunity to find the right stone that's big enough to yield the whole string of beads.
And this is all from the same stone, and
Correct.
it's Big Sur,
And then
it's
you have
gorgeous.
the chromium inclusions, which are phenomenal.
Haley, can I put it in the light?
Of course.
Oh my goodness. Wow. This is really special. You want to tell me how long it took to find the stone?
No matter where you go. 10 years. The cool part about Canadian jade is it's so earthy that you can do a satin finish on it and it just makes it warm like sunshine.
Texture.
Where, if you were to put a high polish on this, it would look phenomenal, but you lose some warmth.
Oh, that's so
when
good.
you have the glow of the polish, you're seeing that mirror finish, you're not getting to see as much into the stone.
One of the highlights of the festival is always the Georg Schmerholz Jade Carving Exhibition, which did not disappoint this year.
So this is my sculpture for this year's Monterey Bay Jade Carving Exhibition. His name is Lars, and he is a Japanese rhinoceros beetle, carved out of Wyoming olive nephrite.
What was your inspiration?
I really like insects, and I've done a lot of pendants, like smaller ones, and I always have to stylize them to get the legs to work so they're not kind of pokey. But as a sculpture, I was really able to do a 3-dimensional insect, and especially a rhinoceros beetle with the horn like coming out like that.
Tell me about the finish.
It's a little bit higher than I normally take my pieces, what I would consider to be more of a satin, but I thought it fit the carapace of the beetle well.
I noticed there's a higher polish on the eye.
Yes. Before I finish the eyes and everything is kind of dull, they really don't look that alive. You know, they look a little dead, and as soon as you put that polish on the eyes, the whole thing comes to life.
This is a pangolin peeking, which in the wild, when they feel threatened, they roll up into a ball to protect themselves from predators. So I try to do a little bit of a play on that and have the rolled up pangolin and have him peeking. And I did a black Wyoming jade inlay for the eye to accentuate that look. I was traveling in Merida in the Yucatan in Mexico, and they have these alajibres, which are these painted whimsical folk art from the Oaxaca region of Mexico. And I saw a pangolin version of this in a shop there. And I was like, that's it, I'm gonna carve a pangolin. The most challenging aspects of carving it were fitting the inlay, surprisingly, which was unexpected, and then also the recessed areas on the front of the carving and the back of the carving.
This is Jadeite from Clear Creek here in California, and I found the stone and I carved my own design.
I'm Carter Stay.
What's your company?
Keycap Quarry. Yeah, I make keycaps, functional keycaps for keyboards out of different minerals. This is Guatemalan, New Zealand, Big Sur, and then the lilac from Guatemala, black from Guatemala, Burmese, polar, Siberian, interesting pattern Guatemalan, and then Yemen. Oh, and then the space bar is also BC, Canada. Edwards black, Wyoming. And then this is the rainbow jadeite from Guatemala, and then Wyoming apple, and then the lighter bluish gray manzano from Guatemala.
Something about birds and birds of prey have been really interesting to me. A couple years ago, I had 2 hawks, fledglings, land on my fence, and I was able to get pretty close to them and admire them. They're exquisite creatures in how they hunt, their form. That's why I did stooping, is the way that they come down, and right before that dynamic catching the prey, you have that moment of stillness, and then boom, they hit the prey. So stooping was designed from that moment in time.
So everything was done from scratch. I chopped the original cobble jade up and then cut all the sapphires from the rough and then formed all the bezels and the gold from scratch, hand fabricating, melting down the gold, pouring into ingots, rolling, hammering, doing the same thing to create the back.
So you cut the sapphires, the jade, and you did all the goldsmithing?
Yes.
Amazing.
Daniel Medeiros.
What am I looking at here?
We're looking at a little bit of jade, a little bit of jadeite. It is simple jade in its most natural form, untouched, unwaxed, unpolished, and just the smaller ones are just colored.
The stand, if that's okay?
Yeah.
Alex named him Squish.
Squish.
He's got a little squish on the bottom of him. But here we go. That's Squish.
What was your inspiration for this piece?
Part of my inspiration was Glaspie carves these frogs that are just absolutely incredible. And Spangler does some incredible frogs too. So I kind of got the frog body inspiration from that. And there's this show I've been watching called Scavenger's Reign, where this little alien guy kind of comes out of a flower and points up to the sky. So I kind of took a little bit of inspiration from that. The sage was Shane's been working with sage and done some really beautiful carvings from the sage. So I kind of saw what he was able to do with the sage, and I went, hey, that looks really good. And I had a bunch of stone to choose from, and I thought if I was doing a little frog alien, it might look good.
It is Tin Man's Desire in the Wizard of Oz. The Tin Man wanted a heart. I decided I would carve a heart. So again, I used the Guatemalan green jadeite with mica in it. I carved the exterior of it and roughed it out and then sliced it in half. It is an anatomically correct canine heart.
And why canine?
Because dogs rule.
And you're a
Veterinarian.
Hey, Kirk.
Hey.
Show me your favorite piece.
Favorite piece? That's a hard one. But let's look. Let's take a look. So it's a little harder to see, not in the sun, but this is a variegated.
Check out some of these here.
67 pounder. Here's a 57 pounder. And this is my 40-pound Suiseki here.
Tell us about Clear Creek Jade.
The Clear Creek is jadeite. This is American jadeite. Only place in America you find jadeite, and other than North America, is Guatemala. So this is the only place in the U.S., and it's right here in Central California, San Benito County.
What else do you have?
Oh, we got Big Sur stuff. Here's a piece I polished up. We'll get it in the sun. A Big Sur. It's a two-toner. I don't know if it'll show up, but it's got the blue coming through and a nice dark green. I call it my yin-yang piece.
What's this?
That's Siberian. This is a piece I've had for 30 years, and I finally broke down and polished it, and it is like super translucent. Ooh. You see how translucent it is up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kelly, say hi to the camera.
Hello, camera.
Fabulous work. Incredible work as always.
He's got one on his head.
Did you sell the other two you made?
Good.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
It's one of my faves.
You want to show me a special piece?
Let me think of a special
And tell me all about it.
I like this funny horse. My husband has been making horse belt buckles as well as horse pendants. And what I like about this, and maybe we should have the light behind it.
Oh.
Follow me, camera. I can direct.
Oh, I see the translucency.
And the flip side. Look at that work as well. Jim really likes making ribbons and snakes. He's just a curly Q kind of a guy. What's great about Jim Kelly's belt buckles is you don't have to take them off at TSA because there's no metal finding on the back.
Wow.
And I tried this last time I went to Guatemala.
They let you through?
Didn't know I was wearing a belt. I've been doing two stone hair sticks.
Wow. Ooh, that green.
2 stone hair sticks. This is Cortez Black from Wyoming and a yummy, yummy, yummy green Wyoming. As well as I've been doing the top knots with different stones. Here's a lovely Oregon sunstone. Look at that schiller, right?
Oh my goodness.
And this is a mermaid, a two-legged mermaids because they actually, mythologically, they often can have 2 legs. And she's resting upon a surfboard. Wow. She's taking a break, and this was carved by Jim Kelly.
That is so beautiful.
And she's carved in a beautiful olive Wyoming. Beautiful, delicate bird. I think it's a tropical bird. Jim would know the name. Spin it over. Again, the incised out for light. I'm pretending I'm the earth. I'm taking jadeite and cutting it six-sided to make it a crystal. I'm perverting jade into quartz crystals.
How are you? Hey, I'm good. How are you? Good show? For sure. Yeah. Amazing.
You might remember Steven Sednick from our collaborative video on Siberian Jade, which I'll link to below.
The river cobble.
Gorgeous.
Those rhyme patterns in there.
Oh, so this is Ulan Hoda, and then you have some kavakta?
Oh, this one. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. But yeah, this is
Kavakta?
not. Yeah, it's not quite white, but a lot of the whites from kavakta that I had, Gonzo.
And number 7?
Yeah, that's what this puppy is.
Number 7. So does it have chatoyancy?
It does. Yeah, you see.
Look
Camera
at
picked that up.
Yes. Oh, it looks so
I mean,
good.
that was just a baby bit of chatoyancy. But
Baby chatoyancy. Chad Lloyd of Ridgetop Stoneworks always has truly unique and masculine carvings. Chad works with both jades from a variety of locales and is known for his Neolithic-inspired styles, reminiscent of tools and weapons from jade's past.
Thumb ring, but it's the only one.
It's a piece of plastic, yeah. It's a piece of both ends. It's like art. It's called a slick.
A slick?
A slick.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. Wow.
If we put a flashlight on it, you'll see how wonderfully it glows. See, it's a honey olive color.
Wow.
Yellow color.
This is Xinjiang nephrite, carved from a river cobble. It opens! Oh! That's so cool! The coolest. Is this from Shanghai?
I think it's from Xinjiang.
Oh, Xinjiang? It's very glassy.
Yeah. Because Xinjiang also have some place like Chemo or some place.
Oh,
they
yeah.
Probably have same, because they are in the same mountain.
Right.
As Shanghai.
Right. The
Kunlun Mountain.
Kunlun Mountain.
Probably some place they look similar as Shanghai. Yeah.
So I didn't realize GMO could look like this.
Yeah.
But it's nice. It's pretty. Wow. This is so white.
So when
Ryan Spangler is a talented artist and a bit of an expert in California
My
jade.
grandfather's been in that jade flame for about 30 years. So over the 30 years, he's found some exquisite material. So for example, this bracelet you would think is actually Yukon, but
This
it's
is California?
Northern California.
My mind is blown.
This is one of the best stones he has found. It's few and far between, but 30 years of hunting, you're bound to find something special. We're getting the same color variation as Bull Canyon, for example. We're getting these layerings. Northern California seems to get this green heart in the middle, which is I don't see in other areas that often. So for example, this pair here, you could see how you have this banding with the green.
Wow.
The river we're finding this is really high in iron. So you're getting a lot of these yellows, browns, the greens in the middle. What makes it romantic is how remote it is, how rugged it is, and how few and far between the quality is. But there is nice quality out there. What's nice about California too is we're creating interest in stone that may not be looked at as it would be left on the side. There's a lot of beautiful material that isn't necessarily the cleanest in the world, but it has a lot of color variation that's really unique. Yeah, the color on the skin is really nice. It's just so old. For some reason, the names on jade, this is weird. Celadon, they call it baby spinach, apple. It's named after a lot of fruit too for some reason. But when I first started carving, that material always stood out to me. Late 90s Siberian old stock that my grandfather got. This is actually a Bengal puck, and the color saturation on this one is pretty exquisite.
Wow.
With the fine line work and the veins there. But the undulation and the movement on this I really like.
Yeah.
It's subtle, but it's dynamic.
The jade community is strong, and it wasn't hard to run into fellow jade enthusiasts at every turn while walking around the festival. Yeah, go ahead and show me.
So this Pekka Pekka inspired carving is carved out of Happy Camp Jade, which is Idocrase or Vesuvianite. You can actually see some trace amount of copper in there. This material was found and mined by Rich Kelly, who's really one of the elders of the Northern California jade community. He recently passed in the last year, unfortunately, but I was very fortunate to get to know him in some of the last years of his life, and he shared a lot with me. I purchased a lot of the remaining part of his collection.
This is a piece that I did with Ryan Spangler. Ryan had a huge hand.
What are the eyeballs?
Detail. They're a jade that he had a slab of sitting in his selection that we're able to get a couple eyes out of a river through it.
Look at all that jade. Wow.
Yeah, I've been doing this 30 years, making these.
Wow.
Because I was the music coordinator for the big Sur Jade Festival from the very beginning.
This is, oh, here it is.
Hi. Your exhibition piece is great. All your pieces are great.
Oldie but goodie. This is my new. This is the one that I was able to carve this year. So this is actually my latest work. I've got.
It's really phenomenal.
Yeah, the bandwidth has been limited, so this is.
I've been asking the other carvers what their inspiration was for their pieces, and multiple people have said that you were their inspiration for their pieces.
Love that. We're all. It's sharing is caring, you know, and that's like to see this culture blossom has always been part of the mission statement. And there's guys who are like, you know, the Ryans and the Shane Zacks and, you know, these guys who are Nathan Wall and Marco, these guys who are like young next generation carvers who are just, even from last year to this year, have gone up that step from like high level to like getting into premier level work where I'm like, dude, international scale, you can participate in the conversation now.
Georg Schmerholz is one of the most renowned jade artists in this hemisphere. You may have seen his work in a museum or read his book, Jade, a Sculptural Medium. Marco is a scuba diver and jade carver in California and an incredible photographer too, so be sure to follow him on Instagram.
This is Marco Mazza's work. It's really pretty in the sun. This is a pearl that he put on there from a pearl farm he was working for, doing some videography for. Then this guy, it's Big Sur, beautiful piece, have matching earrings, not wearing them. These are also Big Sur with a little live edge.
So I was diving up in the Sea Ranch up in Sonoma County, and it was a super cold, dark, murky day, and I was free diving, and I was down at like 55 feet, and I needed to come up for air soon, and I'm sitting on the bottom, and I look up, and I just see a gray fin, and the water is like super murky, and I was like, oh, this is it, you know, I'm done, this is a shark. And then I look up all the way, and it's just a mole that like swimming by, like looking down at me, and I'm diving right next to this pinnacle. So I always had that image in my head because it was one of the funniest, like, think like I'm gonna die, to like, oh my god, that's the dumbest looking fish I've ever seen. I love it.
Do you remember our friend Nathan from the video where we went to Guatemala? This was his first year exhibiting at the Monterey Bay Jade Festival, and he absolutely killed it. I was pretty smitten with this fish carving, and I gotta say, it went well with my outfit.
Saturday's like the day.
Nathan had so many cool things, including this jade ocarina.
You can play it?
Yeah, of course you can.
Do it, do it, do it.
It's kind of windy, so it's just kind of reedy sounding.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Ocarinas.
That's a third one. That's a blue gourd.
It's perfect. This is amazing.
And then this is the blue jade whistle.
It's a whistle. I remember the whistle. I saw the video of that. Ooh, more fish.
This is a his and hers.
Look
A buck
at that.
and a doe.
So this is Nathan Schulten with Sonoran Jade. Tell
Hi.
us about your work, Nathan.
So I do. I like to do three-dimensional carvings. I like to focus mostly on animals. Most of my jade actually comes from Jesse over there at Mayan Mountain. So if you're looking for a great, good quality jade, I recommend Mayan Mountain. This is an octopus that I carved out of some Princessa blue. This is an owl. This is one of my illuminated series. So it's actually hollowed out on the inside, and so the light glows through it at night.
This was also Luke Wilcox's first year exhibiting in Monterey. You may have seen Luke on Whatnot, live selling his jade stones under the handles Lukey Lapidary and Jade Junkies.
More of the bevel rings.
That's crazy. This looks so good.
Entity or a form, a furry form in a mask that was kind of like biomechanical, lapping over like almost like a wolf in sheep's clothing. So I call it the Lobo de Masque.
There she is again, always polishing jade.
We offer stones from California, mainly Big Sur. Justin is a jade diver. Scuba dive off the coast of Big Sur to find jade like this.
Definitely not. I'll get some video before everything flies. It's not as windy.
Hey, hey! How are ya? Fantastic.
I came up with a simple butterfly design, and that's kind of that's my newest thing. I've sold a few of them so far, and I've got a couple commissions from it as well. So I started with slabs that I had laying around, and I'm moving into purposeful. Thank you.
Really good.
Thank
the
you.
booth looks great as always.
Thank you.
It really pops.
Are you having a wonderful show?
Of course.
It must be exciting with the symposium.
Still know better, yeah. Awesome. Wow. This is a gorgeous color. Where's this from?
I'm actually not sure. That was a slab that I purchased, and I thought the same thing. I thought, well, this is a gorgeous color. I think it's a Canadian jade.
This is not me. This is my friend Billy.
Is that Billy?
Yep, that's Billy.
Hi, Billy. Cress carved this. And then also this. Holy smokes. He's on video now. Yeah, beautiful stuff.
I'm not Morro Bay Mercantile, but
Who are you?
I'm Peter.
You gonna tell the Jot audience what you do?
That's it.
That's it? That's the whole thing?
Hello.
Amazing.
So I discovered Baccardo recently, and I sometimes go to the other vendors and find unique pieces that aren't too expensive for me, and sometimes I'll clean them up or leave them as is and try to resell them.
Amazing.
The picture I have here is the image of the project that I sent them.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Oh, that looks great.
I was able to take part and enter into the exhibit, and my first time, and I felt privileged and happy that it was accepted and it did good. And
yeah.
We've been busy.